Hello everybody and happy Monday. We are going to be continuing with Woods Runner today. You had finished chapter 15 the last time we spoke, and today you're moving into chapter 16. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask you, what did you really think about how they use the pigeons to pass codes from one person to another? I found that fascinating. Who would have ever thought that a pigeon, that you could write a little note, attach it to its leg, it would fly to a specific place, and you could get information? How creative is that? But I also wanted to bring up something about coding and secret codes that my mom brought to my attention. And she had shown me a video, and I learned so much from it. And there, during World War II, which of course is much later than the American Revolution, but during World War II, there were Native American code talkers. And they would speak in code, and they would be able to translate the code as well. Almost like a different language is the way that they spoke. And these Native Americans were instrumental in helping the Marines, and that's how they won the Battle of Iwo Jima. So if you are a history buff and you want to look that up a little bit, you would just look up Native American code talkers, and I thought that was really something fascinating. But let's get back to our lesson and chapter 16 that we're going to listen to today. So you will use your book and you will listen to chapter 16. And while you're listening to chapter 16, it's going to give you many examples of Matthew and how Matthew has a great heart. When you're finished listening, you're going to fill out the chart. And you will be required to fill out 3 different ways that Matthew has a great heart. Now, there are 5 blanks, but you don't have to do all 5. 3 is sufficient. However, I would like to remind you that you need to make sure that you're using capital letters, you're using end marks, you're giving me complete sentences, and details. Some people have been just, when they go to write, they're using a lot of pronouns like it or he or she. And I don't know who you're talking about or what you're talking about. So if you wouldn't mind making sure that you have those details in there, that would be helpful. Next, for spelling this week, we are going back into the workbook, and that will be spelling unit 28. When you do unit 28 this time, you will have to be able to prove to me that you have done the workbook page and the numbers that I have assigned for that day. And you can go ahead and show me in one of 2 ways. Some people have been uploading a picture of the workbook page, which is great. As long as it has the workbook page number at the bottom, that would be really helpful for me. And then I can just see your work. Or if it's too difficult for you to upload the photo right into the OneNote, I have left blanks. And instead of writing in the workbook, you can just write the answers in the OneNote. Either way will be fine as long as it is finished. And then lastly, you do have your IDR, and you will need to write your title. You need to make sure that you're telling me the pages that you started and finished on. And in order for you to get full credit, then you will need to have those 10 pages. I have also included the checklist, and I moved the checklist to the bottom because I want you to make sure that you are doing all of your work. Mrs. Figaro and I have noticed that people do maybe the reading, but then they don't do the spelling or they don't do the IDR. So we thought that this might work out for you a little bit better so that you can see what you have done and what you have not done. And as I stated last week, this is now going to be a part of your Power School grade for your report card. So that's not to add extra pressure. As long as you are doing your best and completing everything and going back and rereading directions to make sure that you have done everything that we have asked, and making sure that you go back into the previous day's lesson, look for feedback and redo anything that we're asking you to do, or filling in any blanks or things that you have skipped. So I think that's it. One last thing is please continue to check your email daily, especially boys and girls. Check your own email. Sometimes I am writing emails to people in order to communicate with them or maybe explain a portion of their work that they may have gotten incorrect. I also have had more boys and girls leave me audio messages, which I'm enjoying, and I am responding to you in your email for those as well. So have a great day and enjoy chapter 16.